Precedent table is very straightforward, actually, definitely worth doing. So what we're looking for is the preceding task just means the task before, and you're kind of working from that. Okay. So if we look, we're saying, well, preceding task is none, and preceding task is none. So we have to start with those two activities because nothing came before them. So this is going to be C, and this is going to be F. Maybe a different color, why not? That'll be C and F. And if you want to as well, you can just put the time in as we go as well. So that's 6 hours and that's 2 hours. Okay. So then what came before, what comes after C and F? So let's look, when I go preceding task C and F, I'm just going to score these out as I go as well. So the preceding task for that is G. Very good. And then what came before, after G? Well, there's G there. Make sure it's got that. So that's D. There we go. And make sure you write that as well. So that's 3 hours for G. No, sorry, it's 3 hours for D. And G was 45 minutes. Okay. And what was D preceding? Preceding D is I. So there's I, and that's 1 hour, 45 minutes. And then hopefully we should find that I came before E. So yep, very good. I comes before E. Nice one. And what else? Well, I comes before A. So that's 5 hours. And after that, yeah, that's good. We should find that there's 2 tasks. So it's B and H. So there's B and H, and B is 1 hour 30. And H is 2 hours 15. Fantastic. So it says, based on these times, calculate the minimum time to do the activity. Okay. So for this, what we're thinking is at each of these points, we have to go with the maximum. What's the longest amount of time each of these sections take us? Okay. So if we're doing C and F, so we're doing removing the decking and removing the grass. Okay. Well, we can't start this until both of these are finished. So this part is always going to take 6 hours. That's the minimum that takes. So this guy has to sit down and wait for 4 hours. But that's, for us, we're saying, this section is going to be 6 hours at the very least because we can't go until both of these are done. And the middle section, well, that's just a straight, we just have to add those up, don't we? So that's 4 hours, then 5.5 hours. So this bit's 5 hours and 30 minutes. And then we can go on to section E. So if we come to here and call that the end of the job, it'll be 11 plus the 3, so that'll be 14 hours and 30 minutes. That's if we decide to end there. But if we go up this way, okay, that's going to be 5 hours for this section in the middle here. And then whatever's the biggest of these two, so that's 2 hours and 15 minutes. So this bit will be 2 hours and 15 minutes. So if we go to the end of this bit of the job, if we add up, that's 11, 16, 17, 18 hours and 45 minutes. And that's obviously higher than 14, so that's going to be our final answer. That's the minimum time to complete. And that means we've gone through, if you were to draw it, you've gone through like this, going through here, and then through here. That's the kind of what would you say, the dictating time, okay? Again, this guy's finished off early because he's only an hour and a half, whereas this job's 2 hours 15. And this bit, again, this guy's finished off way before these guys. So doing job E, laying the grass, that's 3 hours, and then that's done. So yeah, the whole job in total to do the garden, it looks as if was H, paint the patio tubs, that's going that way is the longest bit. So 18:45. So they're really nice questions. They're not a huge amount in them, just a wee bit of taking your time. So let's try it on. So slightly more complicated arrangement here. So let's do the diagram. We'll draw the times in as well. Okay. So A is what we're starting with. So that would have been, task A. There we go. They've helped us out. Preceding task none, and that's 3 minutes. We've got that in. So preceding A, it's going to be B. this one's looking a bit easier than usual, isn't it? That's quite nice. So that's 5 minutes. And then what's preceding, there we go, B, so that's going to be C. And this is where it'll break. Now I think at this point you've got to try and error because you might get around the wrong way. So I'm going to look and see what's C. Well, it could be D or F. So I think just now I'm going to pencil in D up here, and I'll pencil in F down here. And if I'm right, I'll put the times in. Okay, so that's me done D. Oops. That's on task D. And task F. I'll just write the times in just in case. And then what precedes D, so that's E, which is 5. Now again, this is me just guessing. I could have these round the wrong way, I don't know. And F would be G, which is 1 minute. So now I'm hoping that G, we've got an H, which is 1 minute. I'm hoping this makes sense. Not a second. I think it might do, actually, it might do. And then H would be I, which is 2 minutes. Now I'm hoping there's a task which is preceded by E and I. Ah, there we go, fantastic. So that's J, 2 minutes. Excellent. So look, I could have got them round the wrong way. So if I got to G up here, I would have went, oh, that's not quite right, and then flipped them round. So just trial and error. Okay. And now I'm hoping that there's 2 tasks that have J before them. Yep, so that's K and L. And that's 3 minutes. And was that one 35? Yeah. Let's check that. Yeah, 35. K and L, 35. And L is 3. And hopefully, the last task is preceded by K and L, which it is, for 2 minutes. So that's M for 2. Excellent. So we've done that, done the diagram. That's good. A couple of marks in the bag. And then it says, Sarah claims she can make a chilli in 55. Is she correct? Well, let's look at them in sections then. So this section here, that's 11 minutes. So we need at least 11 minutes up to this point. And if we go along here, that's 11 minutes as well. If we go this way, so that's like 11 going along here, and then that 11 is going along to there. We can also say, well, we've got 11 minutes at the beginning, yeah. And if we go along this way, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. So up to here, that's another 6 minutes. So it could be that. So it looks so far as if this top way is the longest. And then if I'm going along the bottom, I need to add 2 minutes. See, I just break that up. So the first one is going to be, it's 11 minutes for the first section. And this middle section up to here, the longest bit is the 11. That's way longer. So it's going to be 11 in there. And the next section, we've got 2 minutes. And that's all we've got. So we've definitely got 2 minutes. And in the next section, we've got 35 minutes. I'll just circle it here. And then the next section, we've got 2. So if we just add all that up, we've got 11, 11, 2, 35, and 2. So 2, 3, 4, 9, 11, and 4, 40, 41, 51. Let's carry my 1. So she's going to make it in 55 minutes. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yep, she's correct. Yes, she is okay. Yes, as 51 is less than 55. So slightly trickier one that because there were so many different ways to go. So last time I kind of tracked what would be the longest route, and here I've kind of split up into my sections and said what's the biggest amount of time in each section. You can't go beyond this point since you've done all these tasks, so there's 11 minutes, but you can't get to this point until this is complete and this is complete. So this section here in the middle takes my 11 minutes, takes this and this. That's the longest bit there. Then you have to do this job, which is just 2 minutes, and then you either do the 35 or the 3, so there's 35 minutes in this section, and you can't start this before there's 35, so that's why I picked that, and then you've got another 2. So a wee bit more complicated than the last one, where you were kind of looking, saying, well, you've got one section here, the biggest number, that's okay, then the biggest number, then you're either going this way or you're going that way. You again each time picking the biggest thing, but just there was a lot less in that one. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you see that these questions are really nice. You're just taking your time, following the table, and yeah, sometimes a little bit of trial and error.